Imagine a reality where your every decision splits the world in two. Welcome to the wild world of parallel universes. In this mind-bending theory, every yes or no spawns a new dimension, each with its own version of you. So next time you wonder, what if? Remember, somewhere another you already knows the answer. But before you dismiss this as pure science fiction, let's dive into the actual science that makes this theory possible. At the quantum level, particles exist in what scientists call superposition. They can be in multiple states simultaneously until observed. You've probably heard of Schrödinger's famous thought experiment, a cat that's both alive and dead until someone opens the box. In 1957, physicist Hugh Everett III proposed the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. According to Everett, instead of particles choosing one state when observed, the universe splits into multiple branches, one for each possible outcome. This means that the wave function never actually collapses. It just appears to from our limited perspective within one branch. Let's start with something simple. You wake up and decide whether to have coffee or tea. In our reality, you choose coffee. But according to the many worlds theory, the universe splits. In one branch, you're sipping coffee. In another, you're enjoying tea. But here's where it gets interesting. That coffee gives you extra energy, so you leave for work 5 minutes early, avoiding traffic. Which means you arrive at that important job interview relaxed and confident, instead of stressed and late. In the coffee universe, you get the job. In the tea universe, you don't. Fast forward 10 years. Coffee, you is a successful executive in New York. Tea, you became a freelance writer in a small coastal town. Now consider this. Scientists estimate that humans make about 35,000 decisions per day. If each decision creates a new universe, we're talking about an incomprehensibly vast multiverse, branching exponentially every second. To put this in perspective, there would be more parallel universes created in a single day than there are atoms in the observable universe. And it's not just individual choices. Every decision made by every person, every random quantum event, every coin flip. What if Einstein had become a violinist instead of a physicist? What if the Library of Alexandria had never burned? What if dinosaurs had never gone extinct? This raises profound questions about identity and free will. If every possible version of you exists, which one is the real you? Are you experiencing just one timeline, or are you somehow connected to all your parallel selves across the multiverse? And what about moral responsibility? If every choice you don't make is made by another version of you, are you accountable for all possible actions? Consider love and relationships. In some universes, you meet your soulmate at a coffee shop on Tuesday. In others, you walk past each other without a glance because you chose a different route to work. Across the multiverse, you're single, married, divorced, widowed, and everything in between. Sometimes all with the same person. While we can't directly observe parallel universes, several quantum experiments seem to support the many worlds interpretation. The famous double-slit experiment shows that particles behave as if they're taking all possible paths simultaneously. Exactly what we'd expect if all possibilities actually occur. Quantum computers work by processing information in multiple states simultaneously, hinting at the reality of parallel computations. However, many physicists remain skeptical. The theory is impossible to test directly and makes no unique predictions. Critics argue that it violates Occam's razor, the principle that the simplest explanation is usually correct, since we can never observe or interact with other branches. Some argue it's not science but philosophy. If this theory is true, it might actually reduce decision anxiety. Every choice you don't make is made by another version of you. That job you didn't take, that person you didn't ask out, that risk you didn't take, somewhere, another you experienced all of it. In a sense, you're living every possible life simultaneously. You're both the success and the failure, the hero and the coward. This perspective might even provide comfort in times of loss. In countless universes, your loved ones are still alive, still laughing, still loving. Every mistake you've made is corrected somewhere else. Every dream you've abandoned is fulfilled by another you. Perhaps we're all connected across these infinite realities, sharing a cosmic consciousness that spans every possible existence. So what does this mean for how we live our lives? If every choice creates a new reality, Does any single choice really matter? Or does it mean that every choice matters infinitely, because each one births an entire universe of possibilities? The truth is, we may never know for certain. We can only observe our own branch of reality. But perhaps that's enough. Perhaps the beauty lies not in knowing all possibilities, but in living fully within the one we experience. So the next time you face a difficult decision, remember, somewhere in the vast multiverse, every version of that choice is playing out. The question isn't which choice is right, it's which universe do you want to help create? Because in the end, we are all authors of reality, writing our stories one decision at a time.